Welcome to Crestron Auto Update. In this section, we'll cover using Auto Update using a processor. Navigate to File, New Project, and select Control System or Device category. Select the processor model. Here, you can also see a list of supported processors. Put in the hostname of the processor you will be using. Now, you can add devices that you want to update. We will add a Pro 3 as an example. Next, you will want to add files to the device. In this example, we'll be updating firmware. So we will right-click the Pro 3 and select Add Firmware Files. Since we don't have a hash file, we need to save the project to auto-generate one. Make sure you fill in the appropriate information for the device. Now that we have a file selected, let's look at how we can push the file immediately, or schedule it. Press the Deployment button. Note that you must use removable media if using a processor. Next, we will need to choose what we are deploying to. Under Deployment Addresses, you can either discover devices, select from an address book, or add from a file. Consult the help file of the tool for information on adding from a file. If loading using a processor, check the Deployment to Target Device button. Once the device has been added to the deployment address list, it is not yet active. To make it active, you need to select it and use the arrow keys to move it over to the Deployment Targets menu. If you want to instantly deploy it, all you need to do is hit the Deploy Project button. You can also set it on a schedule. Once you try to save or deploy, it'll ask for the device credentials. This will take several minutes to process sending files. Using an SFTP server to push out your updates is similar to using a processor. The difference is, when you set it up, you don't select Deploy to Target Device. Specify the location you want to put the files you intend to send. In this case, we are using an SFTP file server. Enter the SFTP file server's IP address or hostname where the project is located in the server address text field. Next, we will need to set up the server path. The Auto Update folder URL is the folder on the SFTP file server or on the removable media. This is where the files are copied. The log file URL is the folder on the SFTP file server or on the removable media where the result files are written. Press the button to navigate to the path for the URL that goes in the Auto Update folder URL field, and then press the Select button. Just like when using a processor, add devices to the deployment addresses address list, and then, when ready, add them to the deployment targets. To schedule a deployment, you will need to configure the schedule to the deployment menu. You can select an interval in which to check for updates, or you can set it to check at a certain time. Verify the time on the processor is correct, because that is the time that will be used if deploying with a processor. The Results tab will show you a log of what happened and when. This can be helpful if verifying an update was successful. Thank you for watching.